Oh my god. Wow, what a thing. It's crazy. So quick, my god, so quick.
Another very funny system is the launch control. And if you want to
Yes.
go for the
Yes.
very
Yes.
start, you engage the launch control, push the brake
Yeah.
with the left foot, going.
Oh my god. Wow. Well, I think you could say that is the best surprise that anyone could ever have. Hello one and all, and welcome to Seen Through Glass, and welcome to Pagani HQ in Modena, Italy. Now, I wanted to ensure that I visited Pagani during Vlogari because about 2 years ago, Paul Wallace and I kind of doorstepped their old factory and tried to get in and see some stuff, and it just ended up being incredibly awkward and uncomfortable for everyone involved. So I didn't really see anything and we ran away. But this time I decided to be a little bit more professional, do things a little bit more formally, and that's how they greet and welcome me, with a ride at a BC. With an absolute nutter. It was absolutely incredible, and a fierce reminder that if you want to get things done, do them properly. So yeah, huge thanks to the Pagani team. Why do I keep saying Pagani? Every time I speak too quickly. Pagani team for arranging that. Anyway, this is the new factory and their new museum, which holds some of their greatest cars ever made. Now you'll notice that in here there are only Zondas, there's no Huayras. The Huayras are actually next door, but also they're currently still being made. This is a bit more of a museum, so they're harking back to the Zonda. But the sort of thing that I've been thinking about on my way here was that for the last 6 months or so, a lot of different places that I've been going, but specifically during this trip, I hear a lot of people saying that Pagani are kind of like the new Ferrari or the new Lamborghini. What Ferrari and Lambo were doing back in the 60s, Pagani are kind of doing now. Everything is handcrafted, everything is kind of family made, incredibly personalised, incredibly bespoke, and otherworldly. These are the poster cars, which I have to agree with. As much as I love Ferrari and appreciate Lamborghini and Porsche and all of these different things that are going on, they are mass production cars now. Even with this new factory, Pagani are aiming at about sort of 40-ish cars per year, which is incredibly small numbers. It does mean that they do have huge price tags associated with them, but the world is a much richer place now. And if you're worth £100 million, paying 200 grand for a 488, it's not exactly what it's about, is it? And it's funny actually, because in the grand scheme of things, these Zondas weren't that personalised. They were a little bit more formulaic. I mean, the Cinque, which obviously, one of the greatest of all time, 5 coupes, 5 roadsters, one of them right behind me. They all look like that. I mean, you could change the paint slightly, but you couldn't do a whole load more. Zonda F, Zonda S's, they're sort of pretty straightforward in terms of colour schemes. However, the Huayras have basically all been completely bespoke, and obviously, as we sort of know from social media, Pagani have reopened the sort of Zonda production line for very bespoke one-offs like Lewis Hamilton's 760. So you're starting to see more and more individualization, personalization, customization on these incredibly rare cars. So that, I think, is just something which, even though you can go bespoke and create these projects with the bigger manufacturers, these guys are doing it on a day-to-day level. Every car that is ordered is bespoke in some way. I think that's really refreshing and really cool, because if you are coming to spend 2, 3, 4 million pounds on a car, wouldn't you want it to be exactly how you wanted? I wish I could show you through those doors onto the factory floor, because not only is it one of the most beautiful factories I've ever seen in my life, it's set up like a sort of Italian town piazza. There's streetlights and everything. I can't quite describe it to you, but it's stunning. But the cars in there, the cars that are being made or looked after, specifically the Huayras, but also some custom project Zondas, are just mind-blowing. And let's talk about the Huayra for a second, because it had a lot to live up to with the Zonda. These things, just so beautiful, and obviously sound incredible and supposedly drive amazingly, but it was never meant to be a sort of replacement. It was a completely different car. It was supposed to be a different ethos, and it does feel like that, especially now that I've actually been in one and experienced one, because the power delivery, a little bit like the P1 but different. You still get all that sort of turbo, and it's a big thump in your back, but it's really aggressive in race. I think they called it race mode. There was sport, race, I think. But the biggest thing that surprised me about the Huayra was how comfortable it was. Honestly, the minute he put it into comfort mode, it was a cruiser, a great GT cruiser, really supple and soft. We went over some speed bumps. The gearbox really calmed down a lot, because, yeah, in the full settings, the gearbox was pretty hard. I banged my head a couple of times because I think I'm a bit too tall for a Huayra. But yeah, a very different thing to these Zondas, which I think are a little bit more like wasps. These are little bees, they fly around, kind of sharp and look angular, and they just look quick. Huayra's a bit more of a bull, I think, which kind of makes sense given that Horatio was involved with the design of the Countach Anniversario. Anyway, this place is amazing. If you haven't had a chance to come down here, come and check it out. This museum is open to the public, as well the factory floor is too. You can come and, I guess, pay for a tour. I think you can actually just look around the museum without paying. Anyway, if you get a chance, if you're in Italy, come check out Pagani. Well, what a completely random but awesome day. This was going to be a travel vlog, and I was going to pop into the factory for all of 2 seconds, and I've ended up going whatever speeds I went in a Pagani Huayra BC. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and make sure to subscribe for plenty more videos to come.